what have you done with your research since it was completed? I won't say since it was published, since it was completed. Have you had an opportunity to present it any place, or have you heard from people since it was published out in the field or other students? Either of you?
I'll go first. I haven't really had, that many opportunities to talk about this outside of, just getting published, which obviously was a very big deal and was really exciting. But I also just think that regardless of, this opening doors in the sense of, people finding it and wanting to, collaborate or things like that, or having professors talk about it, I think it opened doors more in the sense of just having the experience and having learned how to do that type of research and that type of thinking. And that is how I've used my research, if that makes sense. So not even necessarily the writing itself, but the style of thinking and kind of that way of, rethinking about the world and contextualizing it, I think has really helped me in my life. And that's how I've continued to use this experience.
That's super insightful. I could not have said that in my own life until I was a doctoral student, when I could really say, and I had done a master's thesis and had graduated from UC Irvine, but until I was a doctoral student, which probably tells you about my level of maturity at your age compared to you. So that's really, really insightful, Jaden.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, again, piggybacking off Jaden, I haven't really had the opportunity to present it anywhere. There just hasn't really been the chance to. It's definitely something that has been a conversation starter amongst me and my professors. So they'll ask, have you had any research experience? And I'll be like, not in college. However, in high school, I did XYZ thing. And they're always super interested and always super impressed to hear that, like, 17 years old and already like diving into research skills. So that has been really helpful. I definitely agree with Jaden in the sense that it has influenced my thought process and the way I approach questions. Also, it kind of has forced me to look at the world and be like, if there's problem A, is it connected to problem C or D, not just B? It's looking at things and making connections that we wouldn't necessarily think about had someone not been introduced to the world of research prior to this. So yeah, like right now, I've actually been thinking a lot about this paper because I'm writing another paper right now. Exploring how personalized digital marketing influences people's sense of privacy, which is just like a personal issue in my life. So again, I'm carrying those skills over constantly, but this specific paper has been such a crucial stepping stone.
Wow. Yeah, that interdependency that happens across things you're experiencing through your research and through your life too. That's really interesting, Hannah. Hannah, you talked about something that I don't even know what it is. So Google Scholar, I wrote myself a note. What is Google Scholar?
So Google Scholar, again, is the best creation. So you just type in, it's one of Google's, I don't know if it's like an extension or whatever. No, it isn't. Honestly, you could just go into normal Google Scholar. It takes, it's like a research like database, but you don't have to pay for it necessarily, which is really nice because, like EBSCO, JSTOR, I'm blanking right now, but those specific databases, sometimes you have to have subscriptions to, which when I was in high school, I didn't have that. Now I'm in college, it comes with my tuition, but it was a different game when I was in AP Research. So Google Scholar will only produce credible other like scholarly research that has been done within a specific field. And you can change the search settings under like the advanced settings, and you can like put specific keywords that'll help things pop up. But yeah, super, super helpful. I mean, sometimes it does want you there. Sometimes there is a paywall, but if you look all the way on the right-hand side, if you look for the PDF formats, those are free. So as a high school student doing research, Google Scholar is amazing.
Love that. How about other tools, Jaden? Can you think of anything, or Hannah be thinking too, if there's another tool that you think would be appropriate for high school students to be using that has been useful to you, either as a college student or specifically as a researcher?
I mean, honestly, Google Scholar is the main one that comes to mind. I used it almost exclusively for my research because, as Hannah was saying, like, it seems like everything has a paywall, and really the only ways, like, there's not very many ways to get around that. And so, you can always email the person that wrote it or whatever. But honestly, Google Scholar was so helpful in that sense. And I think, like, as for doing your own research, the only other true way to get information would be like through books or, you know, hard copies of things, which isn't really, you know, a big part of our world anymore. So, you know, other than Google Scholar, it'd be like the library at school or something like that, or even just if you're doing your own research and like interviewing people or doing surveys, like that's the most helpful thing to do rather than, you know, having been met with all these paywalls.